You guys, okay over there?
Yes.
Sean's giving himself a
I'm
reboot
really
on
trying
accent.
to remember the accent.
We are now recording.
Oh, grand. Well, welcome back to Misadventures and Misdeeders, Misadventures, the KWOU podcast here at Western Oregon University. We are joined today by Matthew. You want to introduce yourself and your character?
I'm Matt. I'm playing Grimbly.
And
I'm Sean, and I'm playing Arden.
oh god. And Rose.
I'm Rose. I'm playing Mouse.
I'm Aiden. I'm playing Miralax.
And we have a sit-in today. Joining us as a sort of a viewer is
I'm McKenna.
just keeping an eye on us, making sure nothing goes too wild on this particular recording session. But yes, last time on Misdeeders, Misadventures, Misdeeders, wow, the volume went. Okay, can I get my volume down just a little bit? My apologies. I got very loud in my own ears.
Yeah, sorry. I had to turn you up for the mix.
You're all good. Okay. Goodness, lost my place. So last time on Misadventures, Misdeeders, Misadventures, still trying to figure out which one we're going for. So we're just doing both for now. Last time the party clarified their situation somewhat. The sort of mid-air flight of Mouse, Sean's position of deceased, and various other paradoxes and conundrums were solved. Unfortunately, in the solving thereof, there was a little bit of an accident. A dragon was unleashed upon the rescue ship that had come to pick up the party, leading to the deaths of many and the destruction of the vessel. Luckily, the party was able to evade the golden dragon who perpetrated the violence and head off deep into the forest, where they met back up with Aloysius and a new addition to the situation, one Aegon, a banjo-playing individual of very particularities deep in the jungle. After a night of rest, the party headed back towards the shores where the ship had been attacked in hopes of finding some remnants that they could use to escape the island upon which they are now marooned. I believe upon arrival, there was some scouting. They found that the wreckage of the vessel, while largely in two pieces, the rear engine room had been stripped of some of its parts, presumably by the missing Aloysius, who had sort of disappeared in the night. And then after returning to the shore and sort of having a moment of like, well, what do we do now? They noticed that there were some sort of mysterious boards and machinery wiggling out of the broken rear of the ship, perhaps hinting at some kind of construction in the lower decks that had been missed in the first perusal. And then there was a dark and shadowy shape shifting through the water.
And also, I casted Augury, I believe, and it informed us of certain death.
If you stayed and continued to
yeah.
be in the lagoon.
Squirrels.
Yep. Little squirrel rolled the bones, but they're still in the meat.
Wait, hold on. Wait, so
Holding.
you roll. I was confused about that. You rolled the squirrel?
Yeah, I took a fistful, not a fistful, more of like 2 handsful, and I just threw them on the ground, and they all like contorted to
that's right.
be a skeleton shape.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Got it.
It's very,
It was terrifying.
yeah, and I have my wagon. And let's get this party started, right? What was that them there in the lagoon? What's going on over there? Can I make a perception check?
Yes, you can.
Can I eyeball this with my peepers?
Please do.
Okay. I got a 13 plus a wonderful 4. 13 plus 4 is 17.
With a 17, looking around, you can tell you can tell that what is in the river is a distinctly lizard-like shape, and definitely gives you like overgrown gator that's like 40, 50 feet long kind of vibes. I would say, as someone who's resided on this island for some time, you're momentarily reminded that there are a number of drakes and of various types on this island that consider water a very good hunting ground.
Hey, y'all want to eat really good for a bunch of months?
What makes you say that?
Oh, there's some game in that here lagoon. And we could be feeding our chompers with meat for so long.
Didn't you just say we should get away from the lagoon?
Well, I am entranced by this wonderful scaly salamander we got floating in that lagoon. So,
I'm no expert on animals here or anything,
you literally are, I believe.
but but I don't think that's a salamander, just from the looks of it.
I didn't see you roll nature.
Where's Aloysius? Where's that little diggy hole man?
Diggy hole man. He's probably off somewhere being
Pretty sure we left him on the wreck.
Well, heck, if you guys aren't going to do anything, I'll take it into my own hands. And
no.
You about to
I'll-
kill this dragon?
What?
Aloysius.
No, I would never try to
how
attack a dragon.
far-
That would just be stupid.
But that's what's in the water.
I'm sorry? How do you know? Are you a dragon? Do you know dragons? Oh my goodness.
There's nothing that big.
Yes, there is. I just said salamander.
Salamanders don't get that big.
How do you know that? I've been on this island for so long.
You've seen a salamander get
I
that
have. In fact, let me get a picture of one right now. And I walk back to my wagon, and I pull out a piece of paper, and I just quickly draw a really big salamander.
So it's on a piece of paper, so you're literally just drawing a salamander that goes from like one edge to the other of like a 7-inch by 6-inch bit of like paper.
Observe my jumbo salamander surprise.
Wow, that looks
I'm convinced.
super realistic.
I'm
Okay,
convinced.
I love
okay,
that.
I'm glad we are all on board this wonderful riverboat. Okay.
He didn't have to roll charisma or anything. We were just
Yeah.
like,
So you
Didn't need
guys,
to.
you can go do that, and
Okay,
then
okay.
we'll stay here.
Oh, excelente, my friendos. I appreciate this so much.
Of course.
So, well, man, I need a fishing pole that can get something this big. How the heck? Oh, I think I have something in my wagon for that. And I say, hey, squirrels. And they all peep up, and I'm like, well, help me root around in here. Yeah, you guys are free to be the squirrels if you want to.
wait, what'd you say?
You can be the squirrels.
Really?
Oh no.
Yeah, I expect sass, but eventual compliance. Well, yeah, it is a wonderful day out. Well, we're going to be going fishing, and I need to get me a fishing pole. So you want to help me root around in here? Well, yeah, well, that's what they said too. But I am convinced that this is just a big salamander.
Excuse me?
I really know what I'm talking about. Come on, can you just do me the solid? Okay. And so I go into the wagon, and I just pull out like a bunch of 10-foot metal poles. I just plop them on the ground, and then I reach in, and I find duct tape. And I proceed to just wrap it around and around and around and around. And then I get a little bit of rope, and I punch a hole through the very tip of the hole, and I run that rope through it, and I put a big oval hook on it, and I reach around into my wagon, and I pull out just a rotten animal carcass. I throw it on the end. And
Straight up, if you were about to say squirrel, I was about to have the most grueling absolute moment.
There was a second there. And I said, well, you know, when you're fishing, you should always have a drink in your hand. And so I grabbed me a bottle of Lunar Shine.
Don't let Grimly get a hold of that.
Yeah.
And I pop it open. And I just all the way down. I'm feeling a little tipsy. And I grab my pole, I sling it over my shoulder, and I waltz up and I throw it on a stump. And
I want to note, like, as you like throw the pole, like this is a pole you have over your shoulder. And it's like anime, like 40-foot long collection of like 8-foot steel rods duct taped together with like a rope dangling off the end with a giant fish hook and a dead body, and that's like, you know, half a decayed deer's leg. And then you go to swing it out and, like, you know, hang it, and it, like, dips as, like, the duct tape starts, like, stretching, and it's sort of out, and it's, like, it's just dipping in this, like, deep curve.
maybe we just sit it out there, and when the thing bites, we just haul it in, you know what I'm saying? Hey, you guys want to get on the end of this rope? I might need some assistance.
You want us to be bait?
No, the other end of the rope, you silly gander of a goose.
Oh, sorry. I have no perception of direction. Okay.
Oh,
yeah,
you poor sucker.
absolutely. I want to help. You kidding me?
Yeah, I'll grab a hold of that
Okay.
pole.
You've had nothing.
I'd like to
you've
do
had
a
nothing
fishing
but good
check.
ideas since day one.
I'd like to like completely lay back in like the sight and not help at all.
I love it. Yeah, maybe, like, survival or nature for that check.
I don't know what it was.
Plus, so I got 9 free Lunar Shine.
Okay. I don't remember what Lunar Shine is going to give you, so you're going to have to tell me what the total is.
It's gonna be a 28.
Okay. So you are dangling that fish, and somehow, despite everything, you're like twitching this rod, and it is shockingly like convincing. Like, the rest of you, anyone who's seen anyone fishing, you're like, shit, this guy's good. And then, like, after like a few minutes of it not working, you go for like sort of the fly fisherman's like swish and flick, like just flicking the bait out there and like swinging it out across the water.
Poles. Yeah.
It's amazing. Like, you're doing like a whole, like, it's a thing. It's wild. Somehow you're like mid swish and flick, like swinging the duct tape around to like reinforce some parts of it that are coming loose. Like, it's wild. As the bait swings out, it's been, you know, a couple of minutes. Grimbly's not really paying much attention anymore. Mouse is perhaps chatting with the squirrels in the cart. Miralax, you're probably holding the end of the rope, just chilling, just like, damn, it's a beautiful lagoon. Bright.
Lip plop.
Is
Warm
this our
day.
beach episode? Crazy.
And then a massive,
No, never mind. It's not.
a massive black maw emerges from the water and snaps closed over the bait. And
Heave ho, gents. We caught him.
I want you for a moment to think about the sound of Aegon saying heave ho as you hear the water roar as it like whooshes out onto the banks of the lagoon, and just the pure like rumble of like just the voice of just sort of this growl, and then the clack of jaws slamming together like the mouth of a bear trap, like just steel gates coming closed, and just that clean incisors going right through the rope. And you can see just the dangling rope like swinging back and forth as it slowly surges back down. And it's like got you guys on one side from one eye, just one massive, purpled, black pupiled, slitted eye staring right at you.
Okay.
You're a really big salamander. You
No.
know that.
No. So my buddy.
Wow.
I gotta tell you, salamanders don't have eyes like that.
How do
Salamanders.
you know? Well, how's it doing, Mr. Salamander?
It's
What's
not
you
like
doing in this bog?
it is not like I am a druid or anything, but I'm pretty sure you've been on this island long enough to know that salamanders don't have eyes like that. Salamanders have more pupilled eyes that had a slit that is either a giant cat or a giant lizard.
I consult my drawing. And
Your
compare
drawing-
the two. I hold it up
So
and give it a good squint.
the whatever it is vanishes beneath the water for a moment, and you start squinting like into the water, like, and then it comes out again.
Mm-hmm.
That slow emergence of, like, you know, the dramatic movie, like, hot person coming out of the sea, like, you
Oh,
know,
yeah,
top of the
just
head down.
Dripping water.
Now I want you to imagine that, but with like a giant,
I don't know shit for squat.
a gigantic dragon just shifting right out of the water, like top to toe, just emerging out, like coming up on like an escalator towards you.
Well, butter me up and call me an elevator. What the heck?
No, I think I'll be having you for lunch. And this thing opens its maw, and a rippling tide of effervescent purple flows out across the beach.
Oh, well, gang, I got this one down. Just hold your noses. We'll be fine.
You know, just because you did that, I know it's not how this exactly works, but I'll give you all advantage on your saving throw.
Yo, Sean, real quick. I like how you're like, William, we need more combat. And this is how he responds. Thank you for poking the beast. We really appreciate it.
I don't know what you're talking about.
That's a dexterity saving throw. Sorry, what was
Dex?
that,
You're
Miralax?
good.
It's not con,
It is,
I
well,
thought
you know what?
isn't it? Like
You know what? We'll
bloodstream?
make it a constitution, and we'll give you advantage, yeah. You wasted 2 good rolls on advantage. Mm-hmm.
I rolled a 21.
I get 2 throws?
Mm-hmm.
Am I also doing this?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
you're all
Dude, you're
just
just
chilling on the
sitting on
beach
it.
together, and
Guys,
this is a
I can't.
big cone.
Yours is just so bad.
Good luck. I think I got a
6.
Aiden's
Cool.
dice literally never rolls
Okay.
above a 15.
You get to roll twice.
I stand absolutely corrected.
Are you sure you're rolling on a d20?
So what is your
Yeah.
total, Rose?
Yeah. What's your
it is.
con?
So it's 11 plus 3 is 14. Oh, sorry, 11 plus 3 is 14, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then plus 2
Is 16.
is 16. I have 16.
Okay.
I did not.
So
I
you
wasn't
have
proficient in math.
you have
Whoa.
a 16.
Sorry, I got an 8. Sorry.
You got an 8.
16.
Okay. Aegon
Dice are weighted.
goes like, "Oh," and just gets 0, like, well, not 0. To be fair, you take half, so you take 27. Everyone else takes 54 poison.
That's half my hit
What?
points.
54 poison?
Mm-hmm.
Wait, what does that mean?
We haven't-
54 damage.
Oh.
I am dead.
Well,
Man.
Guess who forgot to calculate his HP this entire time? It hasn't been an issue because I haven't taken damage.
I wouldn't worry about too much. You're probably just down.
Okay. You said 50 what?
54.
Yeah, I'm. Hit points, right?
Mm-hmm.
We're out for the count.
I am dead.
You know, actually, Rose, there's a compelling point here in that your character has probably had extensive experience with various toxins, poisons, venoms, that kind of thing.
Frogs,
Yeah, I would give you advantage or not advantage, resistance to poison in this instance because it's not something that would be wildly outside of your range of experience. So you can take 27.
I also have like hella dexterity. Wait, it was a constitution. Wasn't it? Oh, okay.
So you're taking 27.
Okay, 27.
So I believe you're still standing.
Okay, what's 38 minus 27?
11.
Cool, I have that
I'm
much.
at half health.
Okay. And then Miralax is down, and I'm assuming Grimbly is down. So the two of you collapse, like froth coming out from between your lips, blood dripping down your nose, like some blood coming out of your ears. Like, it's nasty.
It's a bad day for fishing, am I right?
The two of you can feel yourselves like crying a bit of blood, but you are otherwise okay.
Wait. She's crying blood.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like the way you're thinking. I don't know what's going on. I'm so scared.
So the two of you are now the only ones on the beach conscious. The other two, your friends, are like spasming on the ground.
Yeah, I just calculated I was able to have 24
Health
total.
left.
Yeah. No, total.
Are you
What's
serious?
your class? You might have actually just died.
Yeah.
Because that's...
But you get death saving, don't you?
Not if
Not
it's
if
double your
Oh,
total
no.
hit points.
I
You silly.
I messed up.
If
I
you
messed
lose
up.
quickly,
Okay.
I'm gonna
let me
leave.
redo it.
I
Let
was
me
like,
redo
that's
it.
worse than a wizard.
Yeah, that was stunning.
I'm agging, you silly goose.
Good.
It's just, it's really, like, I always get confused between Aloysius and Agan because they sound pretty much.
That's fair.
They do not sound similar.
They don't
I
sound
am not
similar.
like that whole digger. Anyway.
Wow, I really wonder where Aloysius
37.
is. But, oh.
So you are
really
unconscious
Yeah.
and dying, but alive for now.
Agan,
I'm-
we have to get our friends to safety. We gotta run.
Good luck with that. I run to the wagon, down another thing of lunar shine, and with all of my body's abilities, I tear off with my squirrel entourage into the woods.
It's time to summon the wasps again, William.
Oh my god, you can kill wasps. They'll freaking explode.
Actually, no. Hold on. I think the wasps would help because they have many legs and they could just carry them away to safety. But at the same time, I won't. Can we get 4 giant wasps? Maybe.
I mean,
I tell you
you're
what.
cheating, but it's not even going to help you.
I mean, is
If
it,
that-
no. No, I mean, like, well, technically, wouldn't it? Wait, can't it just run?
You
I
you
can't-
can just run.
I don't want to leave them.
Yeah, so you should figure out something
What
to
a
do.
conflict of character.
So
Ooh.
so what I'm gonna tell you right now is to save your friends, you could try and push yourself to overload and cast so much magic at once as to summon 4 giant wasps, 2 each to carry your companions, and then you would have to stagger away under the sort of the harm of that overload. The cost, I'm gonna have you roll, and you're gonna add your spellcasting modifier. If you succeed, you will have used up all of your spell slots.
Okay.
If you fail, you are unconscious.
Okay. If I do it, I'm not rolling with this dice.
Mhm.
I don't trust it. Second of all, how many hit points does the creature have?
You don't
He's
know.
just doing it for narrative. These things would explode in real life.
Okay. Obviously, I'm not gonna take it on. I'm not stupid, but at the same time,
Sean is just. Sean is concerned about your character's ongoing living.
yeah, I guess
That's one way to
I
put it.
don't want to risk it, but
I'm just going to pick you guys up with spells.
I mean, I could technically summon something else that could distract the dragon, and I could drag my friends away. I think I have enough, like, muscle and, like...
What is your strength?
Bad.
It might be a struggle.
Okay. Shit. It's like really bad. It's like -1.
Okay.
You could try.
No. Hold on. I'm sorry, guys. I'm trying to.
No, you're good. You're all good. Yes, Agan?
Well, she's kind of in shock.
Mm-hmm.
I'd like to gather my squirrels
Mm-hmm.
and say, well, squirrels, the day has come. We are at the cusp of a great battle. Those who do not want to fight, I will not force. However,
Oh my god.
I think it's time to form the Nut Brigade.
Just ranks of little squirrels start like doing little like salutes, like their tails are standing up straight.
Okay. This is going to be guerrilla warfare at its best. Monkey warfare. And I'm just going to close my eyes and reach my hand in my wagon the best I can with all of my luck, I guess. And I want to pull out exploding acorns.
You pull out like a purse full of like 35 little exploding acorns.
Okay, gentle squirrels and women squirrels and those who do not conform to a gender identity. We're going to have to spread out through this forest. And our whole goal is to distract that black dragon enough for me to sneak my little wiry self over there. So I'm going to need to hit him to be hit really hard, really fast, and then pull him into the jungle. Right? And then after that, just aim for the eyes. You're here to discombobulate them, not fight them. Don't risk yourselves. This is a rescue mission, and we don't want anyone else down. All right? Hands in. Teamwork on 3. 1, 2, 3. Teamwork.
Amazing.
I
I'm gonna give a point of inspiration for that to all 3 of you.
even like unconscious. They're just like.
Yeah. Amazing. Absolutely amazing. We're going to jump back to the beach as the squirrels scatter with their explosive nuts into the trees. And we're going to go back to Mouse standing there, like blood coming from her eyes, like 2 unconscious friends next to her spasming on the sand, gigantic black lizard standing over her. What are you going to do?
I think Mouse is gonna do the unthinkable, which is summon. God, I don't want to do this. No, okay, no.
Do you want to talk through your options? What's going through Mouse's head right now?
Mouse is thinking that
Squirrels.
her entire life, she's always preferred like a certain type of animal, and she knows that these wasps aren't going to cut it. She knows that this is really risky. She has to call on something more powerful, but she doesn't want to.
Something that can take on an ancient dragon. Yeah.
I don't know what that is.
What insect
But it's
can
definitely
do that?
no insect could technically do that, and she's not thinking of she's just not. She's thinking of like bears and lions possibly, but she just wants to like do what she normally does and use what she's comfortable with. But again, this may not cut it. Oh God. What was that? What was that?
Don't worry about it.
What was that? What'd you roll?
So if you
Him reloading
like,
its breath attack.
I believe that's a D6.
I summoned the dragon's mother to give him a little punishment.
So-
Spanking.
If you would like, you could roll history or nature to see if you can think of any, like if you want DM suggestions on creatures that might be.
Oh, I could do that? Okay.
Yeah, I would allow that.
Nature or what?
Nature or history.
Will, you're a freaking cheater.
Okay, can I roll nature on things that could potentially take on, distract, or stun a dragon?
Mm-hmm.
You're gonna get a nat 1.
I
and go
know,
comatose
I
immediately.
If
know,
you
I know.
hesitate that much on the roll, it's gonna be like a 3.
15, baby, plus 3.
18. So you remember.
I remember.
You remember a legend, a story told by a very old tarantula, like a month and a half, that you met in a basement. Apologies, I don't know how old tarantulas get. An old tarantula, it's,
9 years in captivity.
Yeah.
Sorry, continue.
You met an old tarantula once in a basement, and she told you a story of the Titanurantula.
Ooh.
And she told you the name of this being. She entrusted you with some of the oldest lore known to spider folk. Now, if you rack your brain, you might remember the name, and you might be able to summon such a creature. It will take almost everything that you have. But it is a chance. It is a gamble for a chance. And you don't know how much of it you will summon. You may be just bringing a ghost of the being that you are reaching for. And that ephemerality might delay the dragon just enough.
For the nut
It's a
monster.
gamble. You could go for a sure thing. You could go for a bear. You could go for some other creature that is more within your current reach. But if you stretch for the stars, you know there is something there that's waiting, and you don't know how it'll feel about being brought down. But there is something there.
Mouse will do anything to save her friends. She has no one and nothing left.
Okay.
Am I gonna roll this? D20?
Do you want to?
Yes.
Okay. So what I want first is I want you to name the Titanurantula.
Oh yeah.
I think that was the name.
Are we gonna go with
Yeah.
Titanurantula?
No, we're gonna go with something like Jeff or some shit.
No.
No.
Oh my
no.
Oh, okay,
No.
okay.
This is such an important...
Yogg-Sothoth.
Are you going to remember that next session?
Yes, of course.
You're
Yeah,
not
it's
even
a-
writing
That's
it
a
down.
that's
No,
it's
a
like
classic Lovecraftian
Yeah.
horror. Or old one?
yeah, it's an old god.
Mm.
Yeah.
Okay.
How big is this tarantula compared to the dragon? By the way, I just want to know.
Well,
I don't know.
It looks
Roll
like you'll have to
for it.
roll,
You
and
know-
we
okay,
might
okay.
find
you
out.
know only the tales told to you by a tarantula that you met in a basement that had grown large enough to fit on a plate. And from
Why
its
was it
perspective,
on a plate?
well, because it was under a plate.
Rose,
It had
did you
taken
just take it and then just compare
No,
it
no,
to
no.
a plate?
No. So it had actually taken a plate and hung it by some webs over like the corner because there were like drips in the basement, and it wanted to stay dry when it was resting.
Very nice story.
Okay.
So this is it. This is your D20. Now I'm going to tell you right now. I will give you a choice. Do you want to risk death for certain summoning, or do you want to gamble on a 10% or a 50% chance of failed summoning and loss of all of your magic? Or
Forever?
no, temporarily. So like all of your spell slots will be used up. Like you will be magicless
Okay.
for until you get a long rest.
So question: If I risk death,
Mm-hmm.
I don't get any death saving throws. Mouse is dead.
If you risk death, you will be down. You will be dying on the ground. I will allow death saving throws,
Okay.
but you will be like 0 hit points at risk. Like doom is coming. Your soul is flitting away.
Anything for my friends.
Okay, so you're going to risk death for certain summoning.
Yeah.
So what you're rolling is a 50-50 chance
Yeah.
of staying conscious and alive.
Yeah.
So
Can
11
she use
and up.
Can she use her inspiration for this?
Yeah, I will allow that. So 11 and up, you stay on your feet. You will be out of magic, but you will stay on your feet.
Okay. Do I get any like extra things other
Nope.
than inspiration?
It's
Just
50-50. You get one reroll with that inspiration. I will say, the way inspiration works is whatever you roll that second time, you're stuck with. So if you get a 1 on that second one,
Do I have to roll twice?
No, you have
Okay.
the choice with
Choice.
inspiration.
Okay.
You're gonna want to take that option.
So the first roll was a 4.
20 bits. Wow! Let's go! Yeah! 20.
Okay,
Speaking
maybe
of
not
the
hit the
mic.
table.
That's a 20, Will. That's a
That
20.
is a 20.
That is a 20.
So you in fact,
So sweaty.
in this moment, you go beyond a simple summoning. You reach out for Yog-Sothoth, the Titanarantula, the great one told to you in a dark basement one day, long ago.
Oh my god.
You reach for this thing, and you feel the vastness. The hard, fuzz-coated exoskeletal structure of something that rubs against your mind as you even think its name. And you speak it, and the words do not leave your lips. The word Yog-Sothoth is not spoken so much as reverberates through reality as you try and iterate it. And around you, the world ripples. And actualized in this place, in this lagoon, is a creature of titanic proportions. A tarantula that spreads across the lagoon, whose limbs stretch out and shatter trees by their very shifting. And this dragon looks it in the face, and the two of them are staring at each other. And the spider, a little larger than this massive dragon of old.
Pacific Rim moment.
Go. Let's go.
There's a pause, a moment as you stand there, blood streaming down your face, your friends unconscious at your feet as you sort of waver between consciousness and not. And the two giant beings stare each other in the face. And then, without sort of the slowness that we think of for giant beings, right? Like you think of a giant, you think of that delay, that sort of slow motion movement. These two beings don't have that. They move with all the alacrity of magic, mass, and muscle. And they tear into each other. This massive spider, just huge fangs, going in, front limbs wrapping around the dragon, wings spread to accelerate, diving in, claws tearing, huge horns ripping into the side. And the two of them dig into each other with an impact like a bomb going off in the air over you. You are knocked to the ground, but you are alive and you are mostly well. And you have a moment here as they shake and push it back and forth and sloughing off massive squirts of blood and viscera spraying down onto the sand. You have this moment. What do you do?
Manic laughter! I've done it! I've finally done it! Everyone underestimated me! Oh god! Oh god! The power! The absolute power! Okay, anyway. I compose myself. I realize that my friends, I'm a little mad, obviously. Just a little. But I am going to grab my two friends by the collars of their clothes, and I'm gonna drag them through the forest, and I'm gonna find some place for us to sit and watch this whole thing go down from a safe distance, and I'm gonna use some nice branches and pillows to prop their heads up as we watch these two just absolutely.
So as you get to the tree line, as you're getting that distance and the sort of cataclysmic quakes of these two creatures fighting become a little less immediate around you. You don't see splashes of sand spraying in front of you as limbs fly by. You get that bit of distance and you put your friends down, you stuff things under there, you turn and you look at the fight happening and you feel a burning sensation running from the backs of your hands down to the heels of your feet and all the way up the back of your skull. And it's just this widespread burning sensation running an intricate web across your back. And you have no idea why. You have no idea what